let's talk about pancakes. Okay, so I'll again tell you the real story, and then I'll pick apart why Israel Norton's story doesn't work. The real story was I never asked for the pancakes. I'm not even a huge pancake fan. For a waffle, if we're really gonna get down to it. Belgian, are you freaking kidding me? A fluffy Belgian waffle, like with cream, fruits, compared to a pancake. I'd rather have a crepe. It's delicate, all kinds of shit in it, fine food. A pancake. What was really going on with that? It was a murder weapon. Not in the weed. Why would someone put poison in a pancake? Why is that the best food of all the foods to put poison in? Well, you mix it in the batter. You can separate it. Theirs doesn't have to have it. Mine can have it. Stir it right in there and fry it up. It fluffs up. It tastes different. You can't tell. As opposed to, say, sprinkling something on top of something. Or maybe I'd see, well, what is this? It's a perfect food to disguise something. A. B, I never asked for it. Never asked for it. What it was supposed to look like was Israel and I were banging, but you guys found out. But I didn't know they were taped. So whatever online audience would go, oh, those two must be together because he's bringing her breakfast in bed. Here's the thing. I used to be a bartender, and so when I would get off work and get done with everything, it was like 3 in the morning. Normally I, so holy fucking nasty shit, dude. Go to a Taco Bell or something at 3 in the morning. Yeah, it's fucking nasty, I know, but what else is open? And grab your BRC, it's nasty, whatever, and go to bed. 5 hours later, you think I'm ready to wake up? I don't even like eating at 8 in the morning in general, if you follow my movements. Nor am I a pancake fan. Nor do I want to even be awake because it's only been 5 fucking hours. Israel just kept coming in. He didn't even knock after a while. He just started coming in his underwear. And I was like, you know, I could be like naked in here. I could have someone in here. But here's something else. He never came in when someone was in there. And it's not necessarily because he heard anything. Why? Well, if we're sleeping, we're sleeping. You're not going to hear anything anyway. It doesn't mean the night before they didn't leave. So it doesn't really make sense except that he was monitoring the cameras. And that's why he perfectly did that. The other thing is, so that was what was happening. And when I worked over the hill, I wasn't a bartender, but it took me because of the commute and everything with the bus. Get off work, the comedy club around 10:30, get on the bus around 10:45, come back into Santa Cruz by bus at around 11:45, then walk about 15 minutes, give or take. So I was getting home around midnight, 12:30, okay? Showering, going to sleep. You think I want a pancake at 8 a.m.? I don't. So that was the real situation, and so they said sometimes she didn't eat her pancake, and what I think they did is they just sussed out the footage where I'm not eating the pancake and see she never ate her pancake. Look at that, she never ate her pancake. Glorious pancake. Right, and that doesn't mean that when I left I didn't go get food, like say at Trader Joe's, which would explain the juice, the pineapple juice or whatever. Okay. Here's the problem with their MO attached to this. What does that mean, you guys? If you have someone who is genuinely anorexic, food is to them as drug is to junkie, okay? They want to use not eating. Don't ask me why, but there is a low. I don't want to call it a high because I know I feel grumpy when I don't eat. There's a low that they crave. And that low that they get is from not eating. And so what does a junkie want, you guys? A junkie wants to use. This is their way of using. So can we agree that junkies don't want to be interrupted with their use? That's the whole point. Right. So here's the thing. If Israel and Lauren are trying to feign, oh, well, we were trying to feed her because she didn't eat breakfast. Well, first of all, I have record of me eating lunch. And if you have footage, then you have me coming home and immediately eating dinner, and or you have record of me buying like burritos and shit over the hill before I got on the bus because I was too hungry to wait. So it means that I'm struggling with one meal. That's not anorexia, first of all. Second of all, you couldn't dub it anorexia because you said that I was using the night before, which means I'm not going to wake up hungry. So you couldn't even call that anorexia, even if I was being third. How do they know, you guys? How do they know I didn't eat the pancake? If I am a anorexic and I don't want help, which I wouldn't, because a true anorexic wouldn't, I'd want to not eat, right? So what would I do, you guys? Instead of leaving the pancake out in plain sight, oh, I didn't eat this, on the 10% of the time that I didn't actually eat the pancake, I wouldn't do that. I'd hide it, like any junkie would. Why? Because I don't want them to know I didn't eat the pancake. But I have a better question. How'd they know? Exactly. How did you know I didn't eat the pancake? Because you came into my room, or you were watching the cameras. Exactly. So they have no problem invading my space totally inappropriately. You guys, do you know what a psycho it would be if I were like, I want to know if Lauren made a pancake, and I went into her room and like flipping over her pillows with a pancake? That's psycho. That's psycho shit. It's also not how you deal with an anorexic. You don't shame them and micromanage. No, you're doing this all wrong. This is fucked up. You're like judging them. No, I would leave. If someone were to accuse me, anorexic or not, I would leave. If I felt that they were judging me like that, oh, we need to eat this, and I'd be like, fuck you, dude. You're not my parent. I'm fucking working these jobs. I'm fully capable. I wake up, I do my own thing. I'm like fully way more functional than both of you. Don't fucking lecture me on this. Are you kidding? I would fucking leave in a heartbeat. But this cover, you don't have any proof that we ever had a conversation about being overwhelmed by the size of the pancake. Overwhelmed by all those burritos I ate. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. The MO then would be that they would have addressed, Tari, you didn't eat your pancake once, which I would have then inferred to mean they've gone into my room and for some reason been totally okay with it. Okay, and then if it happened more than once, then I would be wanting to be caught. So either way, I'm bringing up the conversation. So I'd be like, this is not a real anorexic. This is someone who wants attention for not eating. Why? Because if they're that micromanaging and all up in my business about every fucking thing that I'm doing, then it's going to be brought up that I didn't eat the pancake. So I would have brought it with me and hid it and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I ate it. It was delicious. Thanks. Bye. But I didn't do that. I was like, dude, fucking pancake. Again, every day with I'm not a pancake fan. Every day with pancakes, you guys, that I didn't ask for. No, fuck no. Sometimes I don't want the goddamn pancake. Get on my fucking face. It's 8 in the goddamn morning. That's a better question. Why are you here? I'm like, yeah, okay, being all polite. Like, so, okay. So what does that mean, you guys? If someone is wanting it to be brought up, and we've had a conversation about the shaming and the shameful pancake that I've left behind, it means that I want attention for it. Now, if I want attention for it, it's basically a cry for help or a cry for attention, which that more sound, it doesn't even sound like anorexia. That sounds like someone that wants to have attention for pity more than anything, out of sort of a false anorexia. Do you see what I'm saying? Because a real anorexic wouldn't do that. A real anorexic would want to stay anorexic. This sounds like someone that either A, wants help, or B, is faking it. Right. So, in that event that I'm asking for help by being like, will you feed me pancake? Oh, it's me. I was daunted by the size of the pancake. It means what? That I'm trying to recover. Now, if I have 2 of my meals, which I've proven, that I'm eating a day, and then this one that I'm struggling with, it means I'm about 90% a recovered anorexic. And by the way, it's still not an anorexic because 500 calories or less defines anorexia. So it's about after that pancake and maybe some juice, maybe like some little thing off the door, and then that's done for the day. That's not what you see with me spending hours. You see that as a person. So what that would say then is Israel and Lauren were trying to, oh yeah, we're trying to help her through this anorexic thing, and I had improved, and then they completely stripped me away from it and threw me in the loony bin. That doesn't work, you guys. Why? Because let's do the comparison to like crack, okay? That's what you guys are saying. So if I were a crackhead and I used 7 days a week and then reduced it down to where I was only using only not eating this pancake once a week, then it would be super inappropriate for you to you couldn't even throw me in a loony bin for drugs because it's not what they're for, to throw me in a loony bin for drugs when I had recovered so much. Do you see what I'm saying? Why? Because this person is more or less dealing with it. They're coming to a slow place of being sober, and they're working on it, and they're succeeding in this. And to strip someone away from that and say that you are incapable, even though it's highly, highly, highly abusive, the wrong way to deal with it, and totally inappropriate. So if Israel and Lauren are really concerned and that was their true motive, don't you think they would have researched what anorexia actually is? Don't you think that they would have looked into how to deal with an anorexic instead of being highly invasive and abusive? They're going through my things to see if I ate a goddamn pancake, you guys. That's not normal. That's not normal. No. That's not concern. That's super abusive. And then to strip me of all my abilities. Now you said, well, I threw in her for a gun. That didn't exist. You have no proof of this. I'm super worried that you came up with it. Or, which you can't do because that's deviant behavior. That's not either. There was no actual violence. That's deviant. You can't throw someone in for deviant. You can't throw someone in drugs. So the only reason you have is to throw someone in for anorexia, which it doesn't qualify for as. And also, I would have been improving if anything. So you undermining me and saying, oh, she's incapable, is showing a trigger-happy family. Now reverse it. Imagine that it's one person instead of a couple, because a couple is what makes it seem normal. We were concerned, so we did this. Take it out one person. Say Lauren's going through my shit to find a pancake when I'm not home. How would that make you feel? Now, if you were an anorexic, wouldn't you feel livid? I'm not an anorexic, but I'm still mad because I'm like, why the fuck? Who the fuck are you? I would feel judged. I would feel fucking judged, monitored, everything. I wouldn't want to live there. There's no way I would get them involved because no anorexic's like, please monitor my usage. Just like no junk food. Right. But the only way that this works is if I had been improving and wanted to improve and then they threw me in the loony bin. It doesn't work, guys.